Yeah, I'm gonna. All right, on today's show, I welcome on a very special guest. He is Coach Alex Ruiz. He is a head coach at BCRI Basketball Club Rhode Island for Basketball Club Rhode Island, and he runs the great account, the famous account of 401Ballers on Instagram. Coach Alex, how are you?
Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Anytime. Very happy to have you on the show. We met like a couple weeks ago, and you were honestly, or a week ago, I can't remember. Every day's blending in now, but you might be one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life, and you're just so talented about basketball and everything. How did you get like that for basketball? What did basketball mean to you?
Oh man, basketball is a life changer, brother. I'm telling you right now. Um, Basketball changed my life growing up as a kid. It changed my life as an adult. In between being an adult and a young man, I ran into a lot of obstacles on the road, and I found my passion through sports. I figured that if I was going to do anything in life positive, it would have to go to where I'm happy, and that'll be either a diamond, which is a baseball field, or on the court.
Oh.
And that's where my love comes from for sports.
I love it. I mean, you could tell. I mean, we spoke for a little while, and like I don't know, you ooze passion for basketball, and you could tell that you really care about the kids. You just talk about all the kids and watching them play, and how you really care about them. I mean, what is so like? What's basketball been like for you? Like playing, and did you play growing up, and what has it done for you now to turn you into a coach?
Actually, I played basketball when I was about 11 years old for New Connecticut Rec Center in Plainfield over here in Providence.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing ball there, and then I lived in Hartford Projects, which was Hartford Avenue. We had a travel basketball team for the pretty much the housing authority, and we traveled to Newport, which was like a big deal for us back then, just getting out of Providence and going to Newport. We traveled to Boston, played in a couple of travel teams. My first travel team that I played for in 97, 98 was the Rhode Island Breakers. I coached there for a few years before I started with BCRI. It was a life-changing event. I thought that I was good, but until I got into AAU and I was able to travel to Florida, to Connecticut, to Boston and Pennsylvania with Coach Dave Vitale, great coach. I learned a lot through travel basketball with him. I was able to take my skills because of learning through travel basketball to Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, where I played high school basketball as a varsity my senior year.
Wow.
Travel back to it. I played at Mount Pleasant as well with Coach Ahern. Rest in peace. He was a great coach. We had us running suicides while he smoked cigarettes in the back of the court. Really fun times. Basketball has been a life changer for me, man.
That's awesome. And what was it like playing down in like Tulsa, like down in Oklahoma? What's the environment like down there to play basketball down there?
So what happened was I played at Mount Pleasant for Coach Ahern, and my junior year I got in trouble, and my parents thought it was wise for me to go to Oklahoma with my uncle. Culture shock. When I say culture shock, I mean basketball is now what it was then over there. Saying 6'4", 6'5" point guards coming down the court. I come from the East Coast. It's a whole different style of basketball. I'm coming down the court. I'm putting it through my legs, behind my back, probably throwing a no-look pass to John so he can score. They're not. They're coming fundamental, down the court, quick crossover, shot right in your face.
Wow.
It was big difference. Talent-wise, I mean, I had the most talent, but the way they played, it was totally different. They were very good players, and they got to the point right away. It was a fast pace.
Really? Wow. That's got to be such a big difference too. Like you said, everyone's like 6'5", 6'4". I lived in the Midwest for a little while. I was like, whoa, I'm short already, so it doesn't help me already.
It was very different. I struggled because I was more of a flashy type player, pass first type point guard. They didn't play like that. It was all come down, give it to the wing would throw it down low, the down low guy would do a post move, go right up, or swing it back out to the top and shoot a three. It was no joking. It was pretty much like pass the ball as a hot potato. Nobody can have the ball more than 2 seconds.
Wow, that's crazy.
Very good basketball. Very good basketball.
That's very good basketball. So when you go down there and you've experienced playing down there and then you playing at Mount Pleasant, how does that develop your coaching style, and like what do you take from those two and like learn from your own?
Oh man, that's a good question. My biggest passion for basketball comes from my old coaches. The way they taught me, the way they pushed me, the way they encouraged me. So that's how I coach. I grab a kid. We can throw out some names if you like. I have, for instance, Jason Peters came to me in the 8th grade, full of talent. I pretty much told him he's got game, he's got the sauce. Get out there and let everybody have it. And just like that, it became with him more of a confidence thing. Like, listen, you can do it. You can score. We're going to put you in this position. You have to get it done. You're going to get it done. And then when he does and he looks over at you with the big smile, it just, it sets everything in perspective. So, yeah, I thrive in that. I love to boost the kids' confidence because I feel like every player needs that coach to give them the confidence. There's a lot of players that play and coaches only want them to be a post player. So they get to high school and now they can't dribble the ball. They can shoot a mid-range shot, but they can't dribble the ball because they've been taught to be a post player. My thing is, if you're a dribbler, you're a shooter, you're a big man, we're going to encourage you to be the best big man, best shooter, best dribbler that you can be on the court. And that's my coach's strategy. I like to make the kids run a lot. Conditioning is big for the first couple of weeks. Sometimes, the season comes upon us and I'm still running back and forth with the kids doing suicides and back sprints. And that's just the type of coaching that I like to go with. I like to go with a fast pace.
I love it. Fast pace is the best way. I think that's more my style of play too, Coach. I fully agree with you. And I like that the one thing I really love the most is, and then we talked about this too, is you do like the installing the confidence. I think it could do wonders for any kid that plays basketball, and it can change their life completely if you just put that confidence in them. Even just that little bit of confidence will change anything.
Yes, there's not to talk junk about other coaches because we're a family, we're brothers at the end of the day. But a lot of coaches discourage players because of taking their playing time, or, they make a turnover or shoot the wrong shot and you pull them out, you sit them down. You just discourage the kid. You pretty much put him down in front of his friends, and it kind of ruins their morale. So, I let it happen, turnover 2. Now, 3 turnovers, I might grab you by your ear and tell you what you're doing wrong. But, it's like a sandwich with me. I'll tell you what you're doing good, what you need to work on. What you're doing bad, what you need to work on, and what you're going to go do. See you later. Yeah. So it's like I criticized you, I yelled at you, but then I encouraged you at the same time. And it's just, I teach all my players, flush it down the toilet, forget about it, on to the next play.
Yeah, I love it. That's the best way to do it. And how did you decide to get into coaching? What led you down this road to coach, and what made you want to get into
this gentleman named Richard Hemfield at Silver Lake Oneyville Little League.
Oh yeah?
Yes. I was sitting down and I was watching my son practice at the Newtoconica Rec. And I just wasn't feeling the way the practice was going. I was just quiet, and I wouldn't say anything, but I would just turn my face, and the guy just saw it in me, and then just walked up to me, the nicest guy in the world, and he said, "I can tell you have a passion for coaching by the way you're squirming in your seat." So he gave me a chance. He gave me a chance with his baseball league, with his baseball team at Silver Lake Oneyville Little League, which I played for as a kid.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was an all-star player at the age of 13. I was one of the best guys, man. I don't like to brag a lot, but those are times that, you know, you reminisce and you just put a smile on your face because you know you had it. Yeah, I came back to the league and once again, brother, the passion just poured out of me. It was my old home, my old basketball, my old baseball field, and I gave them 6 good years. We helped develop the program. We got a couple of kids in college nowadays, a couple of kids doing really good at Central High School, which is one of the best baseball schools you can think of. Yeah, man, that's where it all started again for me with him. Like I said, sports has been a lifesaver for me. And I mean that daily, you know, as a kid, parents weren't around. So sports, the coaches were my family. They were my dads, they were my guidance. They were a lot to me. So with that being said, I chose to get into basketball and I ended up growing a passion and a love. And I feel like I'm in the game. I'm back at it again. And I just see what the coaches did for me. I understand the money situation. I understand the travels. I understand talking to the parents and talking to other coaches for the kids. I love it. I see why they did it and I just love it. And now that has become my passion.
I love it. I love it. And what's like, and you can tell you're passionate, and anyone that talks to you can tell that you're passionate about it. I mean, like you said, the snippet on Sunday that we spoke was like, I could just tell passionate, like no doubt in my mind, and everything you do also in social media, which we'll get into. You know, but what's like the biggest thing when you coach, knowing like you can give back to the community the way coaches did for you in the past, and how does that make you feel?
Makes me feel pretty good. It feels like I'm following their steps. You know, all I'm trying to do is encourage student athletes to give themselves 4 years of high school. You know, no matter what age group you're playing, even with my 5th graders, I'm going to preach to them as much as I can. Give yourself 4 years of high school. You never know where your life can end up. Basketball is a beautiful sport. You can go overseas. You can play community college. You can play prep school. Basketball opens up a lot of doors. You can be a good leader in life. You can be a good manager. You can be a good boss. I mean, you can be a good team player. It has a lot to do with life, and that's why I like to do all this what I'm doing now. And I like to see the kids succeed. I don't want them to make the same mistakes that I made. For instance, I can't coach high school basketball because I had 2 prior situations that won't let me be a high school coach, which was my ultimate goal because I know that I can coach at that level or higher. But it just so happens that my life got sidetracked and I'm in the AAU circuit, which is one of the best circuits. I just joined up with BCRI, which is one of the best programs in Rhode Island in my eyes, besides, you know, other programs that are really good. I think this is the right stage for me. You know, I set this goal up where I can help out the elementary program and hopefully move up with the kids and with the program and, you know, put it on my back and keep it running. I love the guys that run it, really good guys, Jeremy, Pat, Kyle. Those guys are like giving me free range and they're just giving me the keys and letting me know that, you know, they support me. So I'm ready to bring this program to a different level with the younger kids. And, you know, I'm just excited. I can't wait, man.
I love it. I love it. It's awesome. Yeah. And how does it feel to be, you know, and you kind of touched upon it, but how does it feel to be a part of the BCRI program? And have you guys had your first practices? What's the one thing you're looking forward to just stepping back on that court and coaching again?
Yes, actually, we did have our first practice. We were at Rhode Island Basketball Academy in Exeter. We had a first practice with the 5th graders. It was awesome. There's a lot of potential there. There's some talented ball players. I can see that, you know, it's going to be a slow start, but once we get started, there's not going to be no holding back. That's another thing too. These kids are probably they just got the best coach they're going to get because I'm going to push them so hard. I'm probably going to take them all year long. And that's my goal, to keep these kids for a few years. And if the parents are willing, we're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to create some ballers.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And what's like the most important thing too, because you're coaching at 5th grade, this is kind of like that level, that skill development level. Like, what's the one thing that you look forward to, like at this age group, that about coaching them?
Well, this age group is going to be fun. I've done it before. My biggest thing with this age group is court experience is going to give them the best teacher. It's going to be the best teacher. I said it wrong. The best teacher is court experience.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
They're all going to play. They're going to gain the most knowledge that I can give them. And they're all going to gain experience as a team. That's the biggest thing that we have right here. We have little kids. We're all going to be brothers, and we're going to play as a team. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get 10 ball players out of this team right here. And we're just going to go and play as a team, play as brothers. You know, we're going to marry the basketball for a few years, and that's what it's going to be.
I love it. If I had a kid in the 5th grade age group, I would definitely send them to you, Coach.
Oh, definitely, man. They're going to get the best. They're going to get the best. I'm super excited about it. You know, I'm also going to be helping with the 11th grade select teams. And that's a great challenge to be able to see these ball players play in front of some college scouts. And, you know, Pat does a great job with the recruiting. So I know that these kids got some fire, and we made some teams out of the 11th grade select. So it's going to be a good movie this spring for BCRI.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Actually, I'm excited. The select team, that's good. There's some great players on that team. I know that. There's some good juniors in the state.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. Now, Coach, also, I want to touch upon too something that you do, and I think it's by far, I think when I started my podcast, you were one of the first people I think messaged me to really support me, and that's the 401Ballers account. And I was confused of who was messaging me. I'm like, what's 401Ballers? And like, had to look into it. How did you create the 401Ballers and like, you know, the 401Ballers social media account?
Well, 401Ballers came about, you know, I spoke to a couple of my friends, my buddy at the AYA League, Mike T, my buddy Pedro at It's Possible Basketball. I just told him I had a vision because I have a couple of friends of mine. I have a friend, Darren Jones, that is the director at Springfield Commonwealth. I have a friend named Keith Graves, which he's not there no more, but he was at Virginia Prep. And I was coaching with Tommy D from Marianapolis Prep, which is Andrew Vitel's team, which is my old coach's son's team. So there's I have these 3 schools that are prep schools, and they were looking for players, and it just so happened that COVID hit. So I couldn't get the word out fast enough because they were looking for girls at first. And to get girls is really tough. You know, you have to speak to the parents. You have to make sure that everything's right. You know, girls are very, you know, you got to pay attention to girls, and you got to send them to the right place pretty much.
Yeah.
Boys is different. Boys are ready to go.
Yeah.
So what happened was I couldn't get the word out fast enough. So somebody told me, man, you should just, you know, because I wanted to do a summer league called 401Ballers with the best elite players. Somebody told me to just start it. So I started an account. I called up a few players that I knew, and that's how it started. It kicked off, and I'll tell you, I have not put no promotion on it or anything, and within 6 months, it hit like 1,000 views and 1,000 followers, and it's growing now. I think I'm going to start to put some money into it because, you know, it's starting to grow. It pretty much is it's like a stable for the players. So you have some great players in the state of Rhode Island that no one knows about. And I think that with Ballin' RI on one side and 401 on the other side, you get to see 2 sides of basketball, which is there's still 2 other sides. You know, you got your north, south, east, and west. So with you as well, you know, these kids are getting notarized and they're being seen. And I was able to place 3 kids in all 3 schools. 1 kid in each school, sorry. Wow. 1 kid in each school.
That's awesome.
And I got nothing for them. I didn't want anything for them. All I wanted to do was put Rhode Island on the map. And the best one to this far was Victor Rodriguez that went to Virginia. He did an awesome job. He went out there, he played a full season. He gained more more coaches looking at him. He gained more attention. He did a great job. For you to take your skills from Rhode Island to North Carolina, because that's where they played, in South Carolina, is big.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the hoop state. You
Yeah.
know, that's where all the hoopers come from, all the
Yeah.
Division I players. So that's how 401 Ballers came about. You know, there's really like no big push right now to get kids recruited because all the recruiting already happened. A lot of schools already have their players, but you know, going forward, I think that there's still doors open, and I can definitely get the kids, you know, to talk to whoever they need to talk to. I don't necessarily do much. All I do is introduce, and I encourage the kid. I tell them to get their grades up. I tell them to get their GPA up. Did they follow up with the email? Do they need a resume? Do they need anything that they need? I can help them with as far as guiding them through the process. They need a ride to the school. They need help with the application. They need the fee for the application because a lot of them you need fees. Whatever I can do to help, and then it's on the player. You know, I'm introducing you to the coach. All I can do is introduce. I can't play for you. I can't do anything for you. So my whole thing is the introduction, and it's been working. It's been doing pretty good, and you know, more power to all these schools that are looking for players, and any player that wants to get into a school, just, you know, hit me up. If I can help you out, I will. If not, I know some guys that can help you out, especially with my new friend Pat and Jeremy and them. So, you know, that the biggest goal for 401 Ballers going forward would be a scholarship of somehow for a player, maybe I don't know, $1,000, $700 scholarship for their books, their studies, or whatever. Every year, I'm going to try to, starting this year, 2021, I'm going to go ahead and, 2022. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and talk to a couple of my friends, and we're going to get a little check written out, and we're going to follow these players, probably pick a boy and a girl for the two divisions, and hand them out. That's what the biggest goal is going to be, and that's what's going to happen, you know. So if you end up going back to high school and you need it, and you know, and you do good in high school and you get a college to call you or whatever, and you need some money for your books, for your studies, for food, whatever, we're gonna hand you a scholarship with $1,000 or whatever, just to help you out on your way.
I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing idea. Coach, once you get that started, you know, you have a donation from me as well too for both sides. So whatever you need, I will happily donate to that scholarship, because I think from being in college, I think any little thing helps out, honestly. So
absolutely,
it's crazy.
You know, and I can't do much, man. I'm a father with kids, with a whole family. I have a 9 to 5. You know, I can only do so much. So, you know, going forward with the 401 Ballers, the page will still be up. I'll still be advertising players. I'll still be coaching talking to players, encouraging the best way possible. You know, and the schools are around. We can definitely send an email. They will answer. You know, it still be around. It's just, you know, as far as mirroring ball in our eye, it's not going to happen. You know, the guy has a great stage. He did a great job. All I'm here is to piggyback whatever's left over and help out as best as possible.
Hey, I think you do a great job with it. I mean, and like I said, between you, Paul, and Ryan, I mean, you guys are putting kids on the map. I think, honestly, from when I played basketball, and probably maybe when you played basketball, I think this is the most exposure I think Rhode Island basketball has gotten in a long time, and I think it's amazing. I think this is something that the state craved and needed, and I think everyone's getting it. And I've heard it from coaches too. This is the most attention that they've seen on anything, which is awesome. I think it's great for the kids, and the kids must be getting a joy out of it.
Oh yeah, it's a joy for me to even see kids out of Rhode Island, you know, get a scholarship or accepted to a school or whatnot. That's big, man. You know, just to be able to score, just for instance, just to be able to be on the first team or score 1,000 points, you did something that people would never do.
Yeah.
You know, so just be proud of yourself and go forward. Another thing, this summer we are gonna have a 401 Ballers event.
All right.
It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have some DJs. We're gonna have some videos, some drones. We're gonna have some music, food, bouncy house. We're gonna do it right. And then I also been working with my buddy Lamont Thomas from Play for Peace Tour. He's also got an event coming up in July, I believe July or June. And he's gonna get some colleges up here, and we're gonna promote some ballers from Rhode Island, and just want to keep the kids involved and pretty much let them know that it's coming. This summer's gonna be a really good summer for Rhode Island, especially with all the media going on and all the exposure that Rhode Island is getting. It's gonna be a great summer, and definitely I'm looking forward to hosting that event, and you're definitely coming.
Yeah, I will be there. I was just gonna say,
or something during the game.
Hey, whatever you need me to do, I will be there. I'll promote it. I will do whatever you guys need me to do. I'll show up. I'll do sideline interviews. I'll tape. I'll play, whatever you need.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good guys in Rhode Island that do a great job. From trainers to teams to high schools. We just need to put these kids on the map. Whatever we do is for the kids. So let's just keep it about the kids and promote the kids.
Exactly.
Because that's the biggest thing, that these kids, they need guidance. It's easy for a 17 and 16-year-old to get sidetracked in the streets.
Yes.
Or not even in the streets, just period. They can easily, a girlfriend can influence you, a friend can influence you, anybody. So if we can be positive role models for these young men and young ladies, we did our job, That's how I look at it.
Agreed. I fully agree with you. Honestly, whatever events you have going on, you can always count the Roadie Run Back podcast and myself. Obviously, I will always help out, donate, whatever I can do to help out in any which way. Because I'm like you, it's all about the kids. This is a platform for the kids. This is about them. This gives them the exposure that they deserve. And man, what you do, honestly, I don't like your account. It's just amazing, what you do for the kids. You give them so much exposure, and you do so much for them. Anything new news comes out, you put it right out there, and it's on your story instantly. It's on the page. It's awesome. I think it's just amazing that you, it's you and Ramon from Ball in Our Eye. It's just what you guys have been doing for everything. I'm just the middleman. I just showed up here in the middle. But whatever we can do to help these kids.
Part of it, brother. You're part of the movement.
Yeah. Well, I think we got a great movement going here, because what you do, and honestly, I can't say it enough. You're a passionate man. You love basketball. You can tell you care about the kids, and you do everything for those kids. And it's awesome, man. I think the world of you. I think you deserve the best in any which way, because you do amazing things to those kids.
I thank you so much, man. That means a lot. At times it gets tough, because you got to do a lot, but you also got to support your family. And, I just hope that the kids understand that everything is for them. At the end of the day, it's all about them. And if I can help, I'm here. For every Rhode Island basketball player, 401 Ballers means Rhode Island.
Yes.
Entire Rhode Island.
Yes.
Yes. I feel like, I made a team here and there. We were able to play a couple of games with 401 Ballers, which was great. COVID was excellent to me. Besides having not being able to go to the gym or whatnot, it opened up a lot of doors. A lot of ballers from the inner city of Pawtucket, Central Falls, Providence, and Woonsocket were able to team up with me, and we were able to go to Newport and play my buddy Colin with CCG. We were able to go to New Hampshire, play a tournament. We were able to go to the Corey Wright tournament. So we did 3 tournaments, just out of fun, because there was nothing going on. None of the kids were assigned to no team or anything like that. But we'll do it again this year. Just, high school ended. Right now it's AAU season. Everybody's with their group. But, once that shuts down, summertime opens up, we're back.
I love it. I'm excited. Yeah, and you put one heck of a squad together. I saw a picture. It was Keith and Jason and all these guys. I was like, whoa, this team's everyone's stacked. That's a stacked team.
It's crazy. All those guys are friends. Yeah. All those guys are friends. They all played each other. Some of them grew up. So Keith Victor, Ryan, and Octavio and Khalil. Those guys been playing with each other for a while. You know, so added Jason onto it, added Raph, added Lincoln, dude. We added Kurt, we added some Xavier, we added Felix, we added some good ballers, and you know, to be honest, we played tournaments, we lost, but it's because we didn't have the chemistry yet. We were all great, and we just didn't know where to fit. But I'll tell you, that team was special, and you know, all those kids are very good kids.
Oh, I mean,
yeah. I talk to all of them. I hit them up and I say, "Hey, how's your day?" You know, I had one kid, funny story. I had a kid telling me, "Oh, coach, I got a lot of pressure on me. I got the 1K in the championship, and I don't know what to do, and I got all the stress. Then I got my pops calling me." And I'm like, "Listen, one game at a time.
Yeah.
You know, the 1,000 points is good, but the championship is better."
Yes.
And funny story, the kid ended up getting both.
Yeah.
It worked.
I think I know what we're talking about.
yeah, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
You know, these kids, these are all my buddies, you know, that, "Hey, coach, my girlfriend's over there, they're drinking. I want to go over there. What do you think?" "No, stay home. Tell your girlfriend, and you'll talk to her tomorrow." You know, things like that. You know, just, "Hey, coach, can I get a ride? I'm over here at this practice. Hey, wife, I'm leaving." You know, and that's what I do. I help out the kids as best as possible. All those kids can call me at any time, and I'm there. The biggest thing about that is that most of those kids are going to be state champions.
That's true. Those kids are like, I know Jason's one of them, but like those kids that you know help out with and work with are all great, phenomenal kids. Look, and Drew's another one. I can't say enough about him. For one of my first guests, like as a player.
Guy, man.
Yeah, he's just a great kid. I enjoyed our conversation. Just all those kids, I really had a good time. So you're doing, I mean, absolutely wonderful things, off from rides to practice, stuff like that. That's just amazing, coach.
Yeah, man. You know, whatever I can do, man. I just want to do the right thing. I've done a lot of bad things in my life. It's time to change over.
Yeah, I like it. Well, you're doing great things, and you're really making a mark on, you know, Rhode Island basketball and changing the atmosphere around here about Rhode Island basketball players and everything like that, which I love. I think is the best thing ever. So, coach, that's all I have for you today. Anything that you want to say or anything before we sign off? Or
Oh no, I just wish all the players well, and all the coaches and teams that are coming out this year, and you know, give it your all. Remember that you're representing Rhode Island at the end of the day, and you're representing your name and your family. So I salute everybody. Hats off, and we see you on the court. It's game on.
I love it, coach. I'll talk to you soon. All right, take it easy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime.